Recently, I saw the movie called Being There from 1979, featuring Peter Sellers in his last big role before he died a year later, which then brings up the case. Does it hold up today? Because that is what I will talk about today. To answer that question, I would absolutely say yes, because unlike a movie such as Leaving Las Vegas, which I do not think holds up in the same way as it did when it was released, this movie has a story that could still connect with you today. Number one reason for that is because the movie tells the profound story of the underdog. People have always, through ancient times, loved the underdog right until the time the tale of David and Goliath was told. And this is a movie built in that image. Yes, it is a long time since 1979, but here in this movie, Mr. Chance, the gunner as the main character is called, plays this humble, honest guy that comes out of nowhere and suddenly becomes a known figure in the everyday life of Americans after being taken in as an advisor to a powerful man lying on his deathbed. The reason why I believe people could relate to the story, although it of course is satirical and everything, is because of how you see this man that seemingly is this strange man, not like anybody else, that rises through the ranks of society. The story starts with Mr. Chance as this strange type of Mr. Nobody that is thrown out of the house he has claimed to be living in, but he has no proof that he actually lived there. As we then now know later in the story, this black woman is actually the one who has raised him, and he is this guy that does not know how to read or write, but loves gardens, although of course it's questionable that he has ever been a gardener, but that is open to interpretation, I guess. Anyways, when he is injured by a car at the start of the movie, he's taken in by this rich couple, where the husband of Eve is this powerful figure called Benjamin Rand, that also actually has meetings with the president. Suddenly Rand is taken aback by the gardener's honest talk, and people say it as he is honest and able and never twists his words, but talks straight from the heart, which is one of the reasons Rand takes him in and lets him stay in the house. Basically, he then goes from being totally irrelevant to anybody to being this loved outsider that is different from anybody and acts in a way that nobody has seen before. Peter Sellers is excellent in his role as this old man that has never been in an elevator, he has never been outside his house even, never been in a car, and he is just this peculiar figure that basically mimics everybody he sees on television. That's exactly the strange, unique thing that makes this movie hold up today. Because of course you have seen this in other movies also where the main character mimics other people and tries to replicate what they do. As for example, Chance mimics a yoga position while Eve masturbates in front of him, or when he mimics the way they kiss in a TV show. Those are all the peculiar yet strange funny reasons why this movie is still highly relevant. Because it is about the outsider trying to fit into high society. Basically all these things he tries to replicate, like when shaking hands with the president, makes it comical, but it also helps the character trying to fit in. And it shows how exactly people can learn gestures from the TV. In some ways, this is also a cool and unique movie, which shows how all the movies were more cinematic. That is especially seen when Peter Sellers is walking towards his building right in the middle of the street after being thrown out of the house. What kind of building it is, I'm not too sure of, but nonetheless, it is a highly cinematic moment in this movie that really also goes for the whole sequence after he walks out of the house with that tune being played. That you may have heard a lot of times after this movie, but I cannot at least remember to have seen it in an earlier movie than this. So maybe it was here it was used for the first time. More than most, there is a clever brilliance in this movie. And although people may have tried satire and these comedy dramas in later years, it is hard to capture it the way this is done. Of course, visually it looks old, but it is one of those old unique movies that you surely could draw a lot of inspiration from in how it is acted, written, and basically shown on the screen. Because yes, it is not the most advanced movie, but it has a message that resonates even today. Like I said, with the success story of the underdog that may be dead strange, but still manages to rise up from out of nowhere. And that's why for me, this is 7 out of 10, and it still holds up today.